All right, y'all. Well, the day after the rain, we're gonna take a walk out here and see the other pond. I think I'm gonna have to get the pump out here on it. Although I did dig a ditch, a big drain ditch, which will be eventually will be a lot wider ditch so that you can drive through it, but just to help the runoff, the excess that builds up out here. So let's see what we got going on here. Get all full of that thing it still is, and it looks like it's still running a little bit. You can see with the mud is kind of pushed off in there a little bit, and so I'll probably just bring Bertha over here and clean this out again so it'll drain some more, and probably put the pump in it and kind of help force it out of there a little bit, because it's still wet over here at the shop. Take you over here real quick and show you some of that. The drain ditch behind the shop has been working, and this is slowly running over there now. So like I said, I'll bring Bertha over here and clean that out, but look at all that water. So we still got more to go. Pumping it down, it'll drain real fast. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over here and get the pump, hook it up first, and get that draining. Because the more I can stay off of it with Bertha. I had to do something with that ditch though, ASAP, because I didn't have but one pump, so I can't run both of them at the same time to get that water down. And Jeff is supposed to come over today with the part, so maybe I can work on that this afternoon and get that put back together. But let's fire up the four-wheeler and see if we can't make it happen. All right, I'll be back.
Might be down that way.
So we got Miguel out here. He's trying to help us find this corner real quick. He went down there and helped back the good find theirs. Looks like I should have brought him some mud boots.
Actually got some mud boots I can put on real quick.
Is it possibility it's back over now? There's two flags, so I don't know.
Should be somewhere around here. It's been like, what's it called? I can't find it. It should be right there though, like somewhere around right there, right underneath that flagging.
All right, well that loud tone there sounded like it was isn't that picking it up?
It'll sound something like that, but it wasn't sounding like anything. It should be like.
I wonder if it's in behind the fence?
It should be in front of the fence.
Okay.
Oh, I see it. If you look down here.
So anyway, guys, we got Miguel. The surveyor out here. He found our corners for us. He was gracious enough to take the time out and come back here and check it out and find our two corners for us. So that was awesome. So David, if you're watching, we found the back corners. Okay, well evidently I couldn't get the camera to stay straight. So we're back over here at the pond, the J pond, and we're gonna try and spread some of these rocks out so we can dig them out of here. So I'm basically just gonna drag that pile out here and level it out so that next rain we get, we can wash some of that down and dig these rocks out of here for our next project. So, all right, let's get to her. Okay, well evidently I couldn't get the camera to stay straight. So we're back over here at the pond, the J pond, and we're gonna try and spread some of these rocks out so we can dig them out of here. So I'm basically just gonna drag that pile out here and level it out so that next rain we get, we can wash some of that down and dig these rocks out of here for our next project. So that. So multitasking, holding a camera between your knees while trying to run a backhoe. No, didn't work, y'all. Sorry about all that, but you know what? My thing wouldn't stick to the window. It is what it is. But we got the rock smoothed out, and that's all that matters. Now here we're digging out the top part of the rest of the J pond. So this was all nice and dry dirt. So I was digging all that nice dry dirt out here because we do have a bunch of rain coming in the next few days. So I thought, you know, let's go ahead and dig out this is the rest of the like T part of the J, finishing it out. So this part.
Fire started and going and kept on turning and helping. Thank you very much. But look, he's doing the J of the pond.
So here, I'm trying to dig it out so I can get everything kind of flat a little bit, I guess. And now I'm gonna start digging the depth. I got it all shaped at that point. So as I'm digging down in here, I'm starting to find lots of river rock, y'all. So I went and checked back in some of the records and found out there was a river down through here at some point. Because that's why all the little tiny pebbles, that's why I'm piling that all up to the side over there, because there was tons of little river rock there. So I'm putting that all off to the side. I'm hoping maybe I can let that dry out, get some of the mud out of it, and start spreading it around. So right here is where I want to thank Mary and Miley's Vultures. She's giving me some awesome shots for the camera there. Around the edge of the pond there, see that hook right down there with a branch going across. That's part of the J. We're going to spread the J out right about here to your left. You see the gas can sitting there, so we're going to spread the J out right there and make a little island right there against the bridge we're talking about. All this river rock that was coming out of there, that's all it's piling all over there. Just trying to make it so we can make that land. And then that's a little bit of dirt mixed in with the road. So we should have some nice rock coming up here for the drive here soon. At least getting over there to the shop, and that's the point. As much as we can use for the property, and you know, junk to gems, baby. Save as much as we can and use as much as we can. So this part here is going to be about 6 foot, maybe 7 foot deep right here, compared to the 10 or 12 foot in the middle over there. And then on the bottom of the J, we're going to start shallowing that out and getting that so you can walk down in there and get to the very deep end. Right where the bridge and the island is going to be, we're going to make that about 7-8 feet so you can jump off the bridge and into the water. And again, make it a swim pond, you know. Swim pond with a few fish in there so we can get out here and enjoy this. Basically our own little mini lake. So again, thank y'all for watching. We appreciate this. Trying to get the water out here. It was all so sloppy. It was trying to flow back in there. But I was determined. I was not gonna let it whoop me. So now I got to smooth some of that dirt out and get us preparing for the rain, basically. So there's a couple spots over there needed some more dirt, and I had the nice dry dirt from the top there. So that's what we're doing over there. All right, be back in a second. Good morning, y'all. Well, here's what we got. We're over here helping the neighbor this morning. They got a tree. You can see up there. The storm took it out and it's about to come down and take their shed out and everything else. So, Bo's gonna climb up here. He's gonna get in the bucket. That's what he wants me to do. I said I'm not responsible for any damage, so he wants to try it. So we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens. Don't try this at home. So we had to turn ourselves around here a little bit. You can see up there. You can see up there a little bit better what he's got going on. So he's tying himself off with a safety rope, and we're going to try and get him up there a little bit better to get the rest of that down so it don't crush their carport or hurt somebody. So let's see what happens. All right, we got a bunch of it out, but you can see we got a big pile of it out. We just can't get up there high enough to get it out of that wedge. So he's going to try and cut all this up and save as much as possible anyway. We couldn't get through the backyard. It was just a little too soft to get through the backyard. And we don't want to have another episode of sinking or tearing up the yard. So at least it's got a portion of it. So we'll see what else we can do. Hello, I am back. So we got Bo pretty much taken care of over there. So now I'm over here working on Jeff's skid steer. And I want to show you this old filter that was in it. This is the external air cab filter. This is what draws air from outside. And this thing was stuck in there pretty bad. It was so bad that I had to cut the bolts off. So I've got some new bolts, but here's what we're going to do. So if you can see these bolts in here, now that I've got them out of there, there's little slots down inside there that are supposed to hold the bolt in place. Well, being that these are bigger bolts and bigger screws, what I'm going to do is I put the bolt in there like that, and then I'm going to super glue around the outside edges of it so it holds the nut in place. Same thing with the other side here. So, you know, after I was trying my best to save the bolts, like I soaked them down in PB Blaster, everything, and they were not coming loose. Even now I've stuck them in the vise and they still ain't coming off of there. So they've been in there a good while. So anyway, we're gonna do that so that way I can get a new filter in there and then I can put this thing back together. Now we do have the new fan. I've got it installed right there. Now these are super easy to install. They just basically sit in there. Unplug the 3 wires and it just sits right down inside there. Actually, it's only 2 wires you have to unplug because this one here is attached already. So all you've got to do is just set it down in there. It doesn't move anywhere. You know, you don't have to attach it or unbolt it or anything like that. It just sits in there. So I'm gonna get some super glue rounded up here. I might have to go to the dollar store and get some super glue for it, but I'm gonna get them bolts put in there, super glued in, and then I'll bring you back here in just a short and we'll get it put back together. Right? See you in a short. All right, well, we got the super glue, put it down in there, got the nuts, kind of giving them some weight to hold them down there. So we're just gonna give that a little time to set up. And right now we're gonna get out here. I got my friend Bo over here, and we're gonna get out here and dig some holes for a lean-to, so we can start getting this engine stuff set up here real soon. So that's the plan. As you all know, that's my saying. That's the plan. And it is what it is, right? So I'm gonna show you what we got going on. Come out here and I tried to dig it by hand. Well, you know what? This ground is way too hard for that, so that didn't happen. So I think we're just gonna do about 10 by 10 right here, and I think we can make that happen. So we'll bring you back in a short. Ground's even too hard for that machine. Yeah, that's plenty. About a foot. That good? Yeah, about a foot. So y'all, we had 2 pieces of metal for the carport. I mean for the lean-to, right? So we come out here to check out the old building in the back. I'm going to show you what we found here. It's very cool. And we had to carry along some protection just in case, because of the hazards of what we're about to see.
There's the protection right there. Levi.
See him? Right here's our protection right there. His name's Levi.
We feed him to him.
He's the bait. We figure these things are big enough that you know, they could probably tote him off and they'd leave us alone for a while, right? So this is like I said, it's very cool. And you've probably seen in another video where Sean at Back to Good was over here and seen the vultures over here. But now you're gonna see why they're hanging out over here. And we don't know if, looks like they might be back in here. So anyway, we come out here to look at the building and see what we can find. So we're gonna rattle the door real quick. I don't see Mom and Dad anymore.
I only see one of them now.
All right,
Just that one in the corner.
Okay, so if you look right back over in that corner right now, they're both in there.
They are.
Yep. Right back in that corner right there. Bo's gonna pull the little piece of wood back here. Trying not to disturb them too much. Look at there. 2 baby vultures right there, y'all. See if I can get in here a little closer to them. Yep, 2 baby vultures right there. Isn't that cool? That is very cool, y'all. So we're not going to disturb them too much, because you know vultures are pretty helpful to the ecosystem. You know they take care of all the dead stuff that nobody else wants to deal with. But Mom and Dad have been hanging out in that big tree up there and doing their thing. So when we came over here, they flew up out of here and flew up that tree and been watching us. So that's why we figured we'd bring Levi this time over here for bait. So, after a little buzzard adventure, y'all, let's cap off the day. Got out here to get the carport going on here. I mean the lean-to going on. Okay. Well, thought I had more metal than what I did, but I thought the other 2 sheets that we had were 10 foot, but no, they were only 8.5 foot, which this is 10 by 10. So as you can see here, I've still got to put a couple of boards up underneath this little section right here. It goes across this way. So what I've decided is that you can see that metal right there at the end of the barn. So I've got to put plywood. I got to do lips. I got to put plywood across that end anyway to finish that wall out, and those happen to be 10-foot sections. So once I get about 4 more sheets of plywood, then I can take that off, put that wall together there, use that metal to come over here and put on the lean-to, and then I can start using this as a little, like I said, a little lean-to area. And I'll probably just put some boards across here, right through here, put some boards across here and kind of enclose this a little bit, just a little bit, or even just wrap some tarp around it, just to keep it a little bit drier, you know, so the rain ain't blowing in on stuff, so I can keep the e-bikes out here, and I can keep some of this stuff inside the shop that really doesn't need to be in a shop out there. So again, I just need about 4 sheets of plywood over there. I can take that metal, do that, and then work on that. So in the meantime, we're gonna call it a day. It's been a fun long day. Mary's got Mary out here still working on her burn pile, and Miley's out here playing with Bo's kids, Bo and Crystal's kids. So that was Bo and Crystal you seen in the video earlier, and one of his other sons, Levi. And that was another thing. Bo is like the chainsaw master as far as fixing chainsaws. So he has managed to fix both of them. I'd gotten something wrapped up in the bar when we were cutting all this stuff. I guess I hit a piece of a nail or a piece of a wire or something, and it caught the bar and locked the chainsaw down. But anyway, he fixed it and got it going again. Yeah, so we're out here just, you know, Mary's out here doing her thing on the burn pile and everything, y'all, trying to get it knocked out. And you got to go over there and check out Mary and Miley's adventures to see how much work them two put into a lot of what we did yesterday. And you'll be able to see that over there on their channel. So again, for today, we're just going to call it a day, because like I said, it's been a long day. We got quite a bit done. At least the lean-to is coming along. Bo and I are going to trade out a little bit of stuff for some longer boards for the center of that, and also so I can put that get that metal off of there soon. And I'm hoping maybe I can go get a couple pieces of plywood here this week, and at least, I mean, I only need, technically I need 3 sheets to cover that, so that's not too bad. And I might be able to swing that or not, you know, I'll see. But I definitely got to get this carport done. I can get away with the 2 sheets that I have right now, at least to set the pallets down there and be able to make that happen. So I can at least set those on there, wrap it in with a tarp, and maybe even cover the rest of it with a tarp for now if I have to. So at least I can get the engines in there and get the pallets in there and get the plywood set up on those, and start making that happen, so I can start getting those engines tore down and ready to go. So soon you'll be seeing the beast roll over here, very soon, like in the next few days probably. I'm hoping. We'll see how things go. So anyway, don't forget, like and subscribe and share, tell all your friends, come see Junktojems over here, because you never know what kind of junk we're going to turn into a gem. And don't forget, y'all, chase them dreams. Never ever give up on those dreams, because even when you get old, you can still make them happen. Look at Brett made it happen. I'm 60, I still made it happen. Y'all can do this, okay? Don't give up. All right, so we'll see y'all soon.